Hey guys, so today we're checking out the Axial Halo LED Fog Lights in white, fitting all 2007 to 2018 JK Wranglers. So if you're looking for an upgrade in lighting performance for the front end of your Wrangler at a very affordable price, these fog lights are definitely something that you should take a look into. Now these are going to be a great replacement for any damaged fog light if you've gone out on the trail and your fog light housing has taken some damage and you're looking for an upgrade as well as a replacement, or they're even great if your factory fog light has burnt out and you're looking to upgrade that lighting performance. Now this is going to come with a tri-bar design in the middle, and it's also going to come with a Halo daytime running light, which is perfect if you're looking to add some extra styling to the front end of your rig, and it's also going to help you out with being more noticeable while you're driving around on the street. Now what I really like about these is that not only are they going to give you better lighting performance for better visibility at night, but they're also going to match with any other LED accessories that you have on your Wrangler or any other Halo accessories like Halo headlights. Now, not to mention, they are going to be very affordable, coming in at roughly $100 for the set. Now, in comparison to some other choices on the page, these are going to have a pretty simple setup, but I do really like that out of this set of fog lights. I personally think it gets the job done, and having that halo there as an accent light is definitely great, again, if you want some extra style. Some other choices on the page may just be set up a little bit differently. Some other options may not include the halo. Some may have an amber color instead of a bright white color like this. And then some other choices may have some extra bells and whistles, including back-facing LEDs, as well as some color-changing halos. Now again, I personally think that this is a great setup if you're looking for an affordable option for fog lights that includes the halo and is going to increase your lighting performance. Now as far as install is concerned, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. These are plug and play. There is a little bit of wiring that we have to do. However, it is incredibly simple for wiring for a halo. It should take you about an hour to get the job done with some very basic hand tools. So speaking of the install, let's jump into that now. The tools that I used for my install were a wire crimping tool, an electric ratchet, a 3/8" drive ratchet, an 18mm deep socket, a Phillips head socket, and an impact wrench. So our first step to this install is to unplug our fog lights. Now if you do have the upper and lower splash guard on your bumper, you will need to remove that with either a flathead screwdriver or a trim removal tool. We do not have those on our bumper, so what we're going to do is reach around and unplug our fog lights. All we need to do is depress that tab and pull back. Same for the other one. So our next step is to take off the bumper. Now you can just loosen up the bolts and then remove the fog lights and replace them there. However, I find it a little bit easier just to completely take off the bumper and replace them off the Jeep. So you are going to need an 18mm deep socket as well as a hand ratchet or even an electric ratchet. So we're going to use that 18mm deep socket to remove the hardware on the back of the studs that are holding the bumper to the frame. Then we can repeat that for the other 6 studs. There's also going to be 2 on the inside that are a little bit difficult to see, and they may be a little bit difficult to reach, so you will need to use a hand ratchet for the inside bolt. Once the bumper is completely disconnected, we can just grab the tow hooks and pull back. So now that we have our bumper off of our Jeep, we can remove our fog light. It's being held in by 4 screws on either side. So what I'm gonna do is take a Phillips head socket and we're gonna remove those screws for both of the fog lights. Now your hardware may be a little bit different, so you may need to use an 8mm socket. Once the hardware is removed, we can take out our fog light and repeat that for the other one. So what we can do at this point is take our new fog light, place that down on in, and then take our factory style hardware and secure it down with that. We're going to use that same Phillips head socket and secure those down. And then we can repeat that on the other side. So before we install our other fog light, I did want to stop down and tell you guys a little bit more about this new Axial setup and some of the similarities and differences between the factory fog lights and these new ones sitting here on the table. Now, just as a brief overview, this is going to be a big upgrade in comparison to your factory fog light for a number of different reasons, including lighting performance, the housing and the construction, and just the overall look. So starting off with our factory fog light, this is going to have a plastic housing. It's also going to have a halogen lens, which is great for stock applications. However, it's not that good when it comes to lighting performance. Now moving over to this option by Axial, this is going to come with LEDs, and it's also going to come with an LED halo. Now that's going to help you out as far as being more noticeable on the road goes, but it's also going to help you out with some styling for the front end of your Wrangler and to match with any other halo or even LED accessories that you have on your Jeep already. Now those are going to be a bright white color in comparison to the factory one, which has more of a yellowish hue, and they're also going to put out more light at a farther distance, increasing your visibility. Now this is also going to be pretty durable, made of an aluminum construction. The housing is going to be rigid. It has a hardened glass construction up at the top for the lens, and this is also going to be IP65 rated, so it is dustproof, it is waterproof. So if you are taking your Jeep out on the trail, any dusty trails, or doing any water forging, these are going to hold up for the long run, and the LEDs inside are going to be completely okay. Now this is also mostly plug and play. As you can see, we have a little bit of a lead here. Now those are going to be for the halos. We are going to tap into the turn signal, or you could even tap into the marker light, but it is pretty easy, very easy wiring. So the install is going to be very easy as well, perfect for somebody who doesn't really want the hassle of doing a lot of wiring. So speaking of the install, let's go ahead and install our other fog light. So then we can just repeat that same process on the other side. So what we can do next is prep our wires before we get over to our Jeep and install our bumper. Now they are going to come like this. I already have done one. What I'm going to do is attach a spade connector at the other end. So this is going to plug into the fog light, but we need to plug it in so this will illuminate as a daytime running light. Now you can wire these into your side marker light or your turn signal marker light. But what I'm going to do is add a spade connector, and then we are going to plug it into an existing spade connector on our turn signal running light. Now you can wire these in however you'd like. You can even just directly splice into them. However, I like to add a little bit of a lead onto the existing factory wiring harness and then just adding a spade so we can easily connect them and disconnect them if we ever have to take off our bumper in the future. So once that is connected, what we can actually do is just connect them to the wiring harness or the connector that's already on our new wiring harness for our new fog light. And once those are connected, now we're ready to reinstall our bumper and plug in our new fogs. Now we can reinstall our bumper, lining up the studs. Now to make sure that everything works and we don't have to take off our bumper again, what I'm going to do is plug in our fog lights. So we're going to take our factory style connector, pinch down on the 2 tabs on our new connector, line up the slots, and plug it in. Same thing for the other side. Now once those are plugged in, we can take our wire for our halos and run these over. You can go over or under the frame. And as you can see, we have a couple of leads on our factory wiring harness for our turn signal. You can add these, or like I said, you can directly wire the halo into those. I recommend something that has a quick disconnect though. If you ever have to take off your bumper, it's easily disconnected. So just making sure that you're not plugging it into the turn signal wire, you're plugging it into the daytime running wire. You can attach that there. And we can do the same thing on the other side. Last but not least, we can secure down our bumper with our factory hardware. I'm going to be using that 18mm deep socket, my electric ratchet for the outside bolts. And we can repeat that process for the other 6 studs. So that's going to wrap it up for my review and install. Make sure to like and subscribe, and for more videos and products just like this, always keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.